Welcome back to some more Eric, the Unready! Alright, we got our cake and we're going to eat it too. Let's head north and west. The Cade of Beautiful Titties. And then north again. As you can see, there's a dragon's tail here. We want to pull that. Let's go with the pull. When you pull on the dragon's tail, his mouth opens and a stream of fire comes out. The dragon up over the candles, and the spray of fire ignites them all. The god of the north wind grabs the offering and cries in delight, "For me? How thoughtful of you!" He closes his eyes and makes a wish, and then he sucks in his breath and unleashes a blast of wind that not only extinguishes the candles but uproots them from the cake and carries them flying down the hillside on a frigid stream of air that freezes everything in its path. Your score has increased by 10. The dragon's flame goes out. You have achieved a score of 550 out of 1,000. Which means you kind of suck. Because you're more than halfway through the game, yet you only have half the points. You should probably go kill yourself. Happy birthday! Sure. Some birthday. Come back in 2 weeks, then you'll see the smile on my face. Why are you mad at Morty? Be the god of the north wind, he says. Be on all the maps, he says. Big deal. I'm here bottled in this cave. I'll never get out. No one sacrifices to me. Do you ever see any virgins up here? No. The goddess of spring gets all the sacrifices. What's she gonna do with a bunch of virgins? I can't even blow my fucking nose. Well, it's been fun shooting the breeze. Gotta go now. Yeah, it looks like the goddess there is taken off. So we'll take the key. Another note. The note is written in an indecipherable foreign language. All you can tell it is it's addressed to Morte. That's not the way we want to go. This guy's still digging. Let's give him some nectar. Thanks, but I can only have one sip. It makes me pee. He takes the bottle and opens it with an opener and takes a swig. Then he closes it again and hands it back to you. The guy looks up and says, "Hello, welcome to the Mountain of Gourds. My name is Jack." Give it to him 3 times. And he'll leave so we can get the egg in the hole. Go ahead and put on the costume. Whoa, the woad. I didn't get the woad, shit. Come on, take me into the office. Give a note to Morty. Whole point is to get Cleo's punk ass in here. Alright, now that you got the woad, you smear the woad on your cheeks. A voice says, "Not those cheeks." Embarrassed, you fumble around in your pants. After a moment, the voice says, "That's better." You balance precariously on top of the egg. Pop the disgusting thing into your mouth. And you know sometimes you eat something you think the taste is terrible, but it turns out to be okay. Well, such is not the case here. The instant you put the slime wig in your mouth, it attaches little suckers to the back of your teeth, so that while its rear end is halfway down your throat, its front end is hanging on for dear life. So now it's trying to crawl up while you're trying to get it down. Finally, you bite off its little pseudopods, and it slides, wriggling and screaming all the way down your stomach, where it gives a couple of kicks, and then lies still. You do a quick pirouette, very stylish, and you feel a kick in your stomach. That slime wick isn't dead yet. You do another pirouette, and you give a small, salty burp. You squawk like a chicken. Lots of time passes, nothing happens. Alright, so something I'm not doing here. Now you gotta get this setting up. Sodom Gomorrah priming the fountain. Reload. Oh man, Alright, read the list, and you want to pick...
Why is everyone so fine interested in climbing to the top of a mountain? No good can come of it.
After a while, she returns and hands you a book.
Remember, I expect to see this book back here within 10 minutes.
Getting up is far. The book jacket says it contains a ritual that will make a golden stairway appear, thereby making it possible to ascend to the very peak of the Mountain of Gods. Intrigued, you debate with yourself whether to not or continue reading. Richard disappears into the back. He returns moments later and hands you a perfect copy, presumably keeping the original somewhere in the back. So Richard leans back and says, "Ricky, solving the puzzle, making points. Way to go, alright." You flip past the opening pages and get right to the good stuff. First, prepare thyself by wearing the sacred costume of Og and smearing thy cheeks with woad. Thou might seemeth pleasing in the eyes of the great god Otis. Then, whilst holding a copy of this sacred ritual, shalt thou perform these actions in sequence, remembering all while that departure with the correct order shall take thee back to square one. Here then are the steps of the ritual. First, while in the Agora, stand upon a holy egg of oblivion, so that the memories of all other gods of the great Otis shall be erased from thy mind. Second, partake of the live slime wig, the animal most sacred to compassionate god Otis. Third, turn around, that thou might be seen from all sides of the all-seeing, all-knowing god Otis. Fourth, turn around again. Fifth, and finally, thou must squawk like a chicken, for this, above all others, is the noise most pleasing. Alright, you're wearing the costume. Wearing woad. I already have the book, so let's stand on the egg. Let's eat another slime wig. Turn around. Turn around again. Nothing happens. After a while, one of the guards wanders through the agora and catches sight of you wearing a silly costume, your cheeks bright blue, standing on an egg and looking like you just swallowed a slime wig. He stops and says, "You're not performing the old golden stair ritual, are you? Geez, that was replaced years ago. Didn't you get the software upgrade? Oh, never mind. I'll take care of it for you." He mumbles something under his breath, and a shiny gold stair appears in the middle of the agora. "Take care," the guards call as he passes from the sight. Moments after he leaves, you hear the explosion of laughter, as if someone has been trying to keep it in, but then simply couldn't hold it any longer. You climb the golden stair, wishing all the while you could get rid of the Led Zeppelin tune that keeps running through your head. The view from the top of Mount Spa is breathtaking. You can see all the tourists laid out before you, except of course for the places that you have already passed through, most of which are still obscured by a pall of smoke. Strangely enough, the ground up here is neither dirt nor rock. It's a circle of cork roughly 6 feet in diameter. The crowbar of the apocalypse is lying in the middle of the circle, secured by a golden strap that runs right across the cork to the golden lock at the edge. The only exit from here is the golden stair that leads back down to Agora. You put the key in the lock and give it a twist. The lock falls open and the strap comes loose. Suddenly the golden staircase disappears. You hear a faint creak coming from the edges of the cork where it fits into the mountain. The creak turns in an ominous groan, and the cork starts to tremble and shake, and you notice that there's more of it sticking up than out of the mountain than there had been before. Time passes. With the pop, the approximate intensity of the sonic boom, the cork shoots into the air, with you hanging on for dear life. The cork describes a graceful arc through the torus air, taking you for what feels like a magic carpet ride, except that you can steal magic carpets, and you usually have something to say when they come down. Behind you, the mountain of gods deflates into a large wrinkled land formation of the gods. Eventually, the cork lands with a splash. You interpret this as good news, until you remember that the only water in the vicinity is the dreaded swamp of perdition. The impact of the landing throws you to the ground and knocks you the fuck out.
Meanwhile,
The bachelor party for me. You guys are the greatest. I bet L'Oreal is sorry she wasn't invited. Let's fuck like demons. You know, guys, it just doesn't get any better than this. Is this a big hanging yellow testicle from between my skirt?
This is the south shore of a murky swamp. You see a raft populated by a strange-looking crew. You see a newspaper here. Out of the mist, a raft approaches. It is manned by a very unusual-looking crew. The person who appears to be the captain is holding a sawed-off tree trunk, and you see him speaking to it.
Captain's log. Swamp date 91692. We have encountered a strange life form who is peering at us through a transparent screen while manipulating an imaginary alter ego through our world. He will offer assistance to alter ego through our world. He will offer assistance to this alter ego while observing the character of its master.
He lowers the log and says,
Hail, traveler! We offer you passage across the swamp.
We're reading the newspaper first. Mountain of the Gods vaporized. The Mountain of the Gods was vaporized yesterday by a powerful ray from outer space. Eyewitnesses report from the scene tell of a violent beam that appeared moments before the mountain disappeared. One onlooker, however, disputes this account. It was really more of a charitis than a violet, said Cecil the Limp, and it had this really neat little magenta highlights that made it sparkly all over. Religious authorities are baffled, and the investigation is underway to determine if an entirely new set of gods will have been fabricated and foisted on the public. An unusual break in tradition occurred this morning when an opening was announced at the Temple of Virgins for a man to serve grapes to the virgins while they were bathing. The man on the waiting list was number 698,493, but he didn't show up to claim the job. This is the first time in over 400 years that this position has gone vacant. Drexler, I've got another machine, and I'm coming for you, Z. Vettenmeyer. Cautiously you board the raft. Wampum Factor 2, Scotties, says the captain. Aye, aye, replies the man in the kilt. Plot your course, Mr. Zulu, the captain says. The warrior hesitates for a moment and then points his spear into the midst. The raft drifts away and the shore slowly starts off into the direction. Soon you are lost in the mist of swamp. You are floating on a raft in the middle of a swamp. Zulu gobbles down the berries, and he immediately straightens up and points the spear confidently in a new direction. The raft changes course, and everyone seems happier than before. You start to hear an unusual noise coming from up ahead. It grows louder, and the raft starts to move more swiftly.
Shields up, Mr. Zulu,
Barks the captain. The mist part, and you discover the raft is being drawn towards a giant whirlpool.
Wampum, factor 4, Scotty, shouts Smirk.
Aye, Captain! The Indian starts paddling furiously. Whirlpool on the raft. You're on the edge of a giant whirlpool, and the roiling waters are sucking the raft ever deeper into the maelstrom. This is not fucking good. You have to be sitting in the captain's chair to steer the raft. You're not cool enough. Wampum, factor 6. Give me all you've got. Captain, I didn't think the engines could take much more. Time passes and the raft skims along the rim of the whirlpool, but then the centrifugal force flings it out of an entirely new direction. After a while, the waters calm, and the raft trips up near the shore of the tropical island. This is a large tropical island, overgrown with exotic bushes and trees that come right down to the beach. A small path winds up the hill to the east, ending in the front of a large plantation house that looks as if it were constructed for the sole purpose of sitting out front and drinking mint juleps. You hear a high, small voice call out, "The raft, boss! The raft!" Eagerly you splash onto shore. A man in a white suit is waiting to meet you. At his side stands a midget who also wears a white suit.
Welcome, my friend, to Fantasy Island. My name is Mr. Dork. This is Dadu. I hope you have a pleasant stay. The rest of the crew disembarks and Dork turns to face them. Welcome, we meet again. Dork undergoes a startling transformation. He no longer exudes goodwill, and his chest seems to have swelled alarmingly.
Oh no, he's turned into Khan!
Khan! 15 years ago, you abandoned me this island, Smirk. Certainly it had a beautiful climate and a wonderful house to live in, but it was only my superior intelligence that permitted me to find the front door and make my way inside. Khan's voice falls to a throaty whisper. Revenge, Smirk. Revenge is all that I have dreamed of since that day, and revenge is a dish best served with a side order of French fries. So fry you shall, Smirk. This time you shall not escape me. Khan waves his hand and a bamboo cage falls over Smirk and the rest of his crew. Khan hoists them up into the air and then disappears into the house laughing maniacally and babbling incoherently about rich Corinthian leather. Dadu turns to you and says,
Khan is the dark side of Mr. Dark's personality. He doesn't come out very often, but when he does, there's only one way to bring him back. It is the universal panacea of the islands, a coconut drink with rum and a little umbrella in it. Bring me such a drink, and your friends shall go free.
What the fuck? That's what I say. And I say game order saves his game. You climb onto the raft and sit down in the captain's chair. Monkey Island. You've landed on a wide sandy beach that slopes up. Impenetrable jungle. The largest coconut you have ever seen is sitting here, guarded by a four-headed monkey. You stand up and take a look around. Treasure Island. Alright, do we have Monkey Island? Do we have Treasure Island? Milligan's Island. You have landed on a sandy beach next to the pleasure boat that appears to have bashed in a hole. A large beach umbrella is stuck in the sand here, and you hear voices coming from the other side of the boat. You stand up and take a look around. Why'd they bring out their clothes? It's just supposed to be a 3-hour tour. You ganked the umbrella. You ganked the bottle. Within the bottle, you see a matchbook. You're not holding a matchbook.
Well, buddy, the professor's built a flying machine out of some trees and a bunch of seashells. All he needs to make it work is 2 paper clips.
Sorry, Skipper. I've only got a paper clip left. I used it on the other ones to make it a necklace for Ginger, and she lost it. Here's, of course, a pun off of Gilligan's Island. Some of you might not be old enough to know what Gilligan's Island is. And you should look it up and watch a fucking episode or two. You little sons of bitches. Let's take that matchbook. In today's uncertain economic climate, do you long to return to a solid old-fashioned occupation that offers financial security without tying you to a single location? Be a pirate. Do you like meeting new people and then robbing them at sword point? Do you like visiting exotic towns and villages and putting them to torch? Do you like blindfolding people and making them walk the plank into shark-infested waters? Then you too may have what it takes to be a pirate. Simply connect the dots on this matchbook to create an item of interest, and you'll be on your way to joining the exciting world of international piracy. And the small print below contains the Columbia School of Piracy is equal to opportunity corrupter of youth. Not affiliated with Columbia School of Abacus Training or other institution. Allow 15 minutes for round-trip bottle delivery. Your mileage may vary. Finish connecting the dots. You put the matchbook in the bottle. The bottle floats away. I've got it, Skipper. We built a giant slingshot and shoot ourselves over the swamp. All we need is 25 yards of rubber. Thurston, dear, isn't there someone you can bribe to get us out of here? The professor has developed a genetically altered strain of dolphin. They can talk. They can carry 2 people on their back. They're intelligent enough to find their way through the swamp. The only problem is he's bred out their ability to swim. The bottle floats in the water nearby. You take the bottle. Maybe we could hollow out a giant tree, stuff a bunch of gunpowder in one end, and shoot ourselves off the island. What do you say, Skip? Shut up, Milligan. Within the bottle, you see a matchbook and a note. Made a good effort, but failed.
Because we here at Columbia School of Piracy all have hearts of gold, we're extending you the opportunity to try again. Well, fuck you. Alright, let's try this again.
Within the bottle, you see a certificate.
Skipper, yes, Milligan.
Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched?
What do you mean?
Well, here we are shipwrecked on a desert island, but somehow I get the feeling there's millions of people watching everything we do.
That's nonsense, Milligan. There couldn't be that many people with nothing better to do. Now go back to sleep.
Okay, Skip.
Congratulations! You have qualified to study at the Columbia School of Piracy. Simply bring the certificate to Treasure Island to enroll in your classes today. Alright, and in the next video, we'll head on over to Treasure Island. Thank you so much for watching Eric the Unready.